Say no right now. Not in an angry way, not in a dramatic way, but in that quiet moment where something inside you tightens and you already know the answer. We've all been there, right? You feel it in your chest, in your stomach, in that pause before you say yes, even though you don't want to. And somehow we talk ourselves out of that feeling. We tell ourselves it's not that bad, that we can handle it, that it's easier to just go along. But well, that's usually where things start to go wrong. Most of us don't struggle with saying no because we don't know how. We struggle because we're afraid of what comes after. Afraid of disappointing people. Afraid of awkward silence. Afraid of being misunderstood, or worse, being seen as selfish. So we say yes to things that drain us, yes to conversations we're not ready for, yes to responsibilities that were never ours to carry. And at first it feels fine. You convince yourself you're being mature, helpful, kind. But slowly something starts to fade. Your energy gets thinner, your patience gets shorter, and you don't even notice it happening until you're already exhausted. Here's the part no one really talks about. Every time you ignore that inner no, you teach yourself that your comfort comes last, that your needs are optional, that other people's expectations matter more than your own well-being. And that's a heavy lesson to keep repeating. Saying no right now is not about pushing people away, it's about staying connected to yourself. It's about catching the moment before you overextend, before you explain too much, before you betray your own limits just to keep things smooth. You don't owe everyone access to your time, your energy, or your emotional labor. And you definitely don't owe them a version of you that's constantly depleted just so they can stay comfortable. You might replay the conversation in your head 100 times after. That's normal. That doesn't mean you did something wrong. It means you did something new. Growth almost always feels awkward before it feels empowering. But I promise you this, the discomfort of saying no once is nothing compared to the exhaustion of saying yes every time you shouldn't have. So if you're standing in that moment right now, wondering if you should go along with something that doesn't sit right, take a breath. Listen to yourself. You're allowed to protect your energy. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to choose rest over obligation, honesty over people-pleasing, and peace over approval. Say no right now. Not because you don't care, but because you finally do. And maybe saying no isn't about drawing a hard line at all. Maybe it's about finally hearing yourself again. About noticing how quiet you've become in rooms where you used to speak freely. About realizing that the version of you who keeps saying yes has been doing it out of habit, not intention. Saying no right now can be the smallest, gentlest act of self-respect. And sometimes, that one quiet decision is enough to change everything.
Actually made this for you.
Yes.
I heard that it was your spirit
Thank
animal.
you so much. How did you do that?
Lindsay loves you.